A big part of building a portfolio of real estate and multifamily properties is fundraising. I'm sure many of you out there are afraid of asking friends and family to help fund your deals for fear that it may go sideways and you'll lose all their money. So it begs the question, should you let your friends and family in on your deals? I totally understand where that question would come from, and fear is a very, very powerful thing. Uh, we're afraid that if our brother or sister puts down $100,000 and the deal fails, they would not only never speak to us again, but they would let the rest of the family know and tell them what happened. Losing that same money from a lifelong friend could ruin a relationship too. That fear is something that haunts everyone, and more so when it comes to money. But it all depends on how you handle that fear. When a person invests with one of my deals, I feel an immense sense of gratitude, first off, that someone has trusted me with a sizable amount of their money. I also feel a great deal of responsibility to protect their capital and produce a reasonable return, even more so than I do with my own money. The thing is that I need to make sure that the deal I'm working on is so solid that the chances of it losing any money are small to non-existent. My margin of error has to be great enough that it would take a total disaster to wipe out that property. And even then, there's still insurance to protect the asset anyway. But with that said, the probability of losing my investor's money has to be remote. But it all begins with being comfortable with the underwriting, creating a plan of attack and selling the property to deliver the returns promised to protecting the investor's capital. That's essentially what I focus on. We all know that sometimes deals just don't work. So what do you do in that case? Let's go through a couple of scenarios where you've made some money flipping some small properties, some small houses, and now you want to go a little bigger, right? Say you get your hands on a rundown fourplex for $40,000. You plan on putting another $50,000 into it, and then you want to sell it for $175,000. So you borrow the entire $90K from your family, and then you get to work. But there's some mishaps. You underestimate the construction cost by 25,000, and you can only sell the property for 125,000. Instead of the $85,000 profit, you've only made $10,000. That's it. Terrible disaster. So what do? Well, you got a couple choices. So you can either you can honor your commitment to your family by making them whole on what they gave you. You pay them back the principal plus the interest. You maybe they feel bad for you because you took the money from your savings, but you know what? That trust that they gave to you and you returned will go a long way. They'll still talk to you. They won't ostracize you from the family. In fact, they may even tell their friends about how you made good on your word. And then you have option B. You can let the 9 family members that kicked up the $90,000 plus your parents that did another 25,000 know that you're going to be returning the principal, but no interest and roughly $1,000 of the profit from the sale. Since you at least return their principal, they'll probably still talk to you, but they you didn't fulfill your promise. They will still keep that in mind in the future, especially when you do your next deal. It'll take a lot more convincing, but since you made good on your track record, they may lend to you again. You just don't know. So we've looked at the best case and the worst case scenario, but there's still consideration of not using friends and family in the first place. When you're first starting out, friends and family is usually the first place to turn to get that financial support to nail down your first deal. This will extend beyond just your immediate people that you know, but also to their friends and their neighbors and the people that they work with. If you think about it, your friends and family network is huge. If you don't leverage these people for your deals, it'll be extraordinarily difficult, if not impossible, to raise the money needed to get your deal done, especially when you're starting out. You need to take money from these people if you're going to do a deal. What this means is, though, is overcoming that fear and ask everyone you know, friends, family, people at work, everyone, to invest with you. It's that fear that's going to hold you back if you don't act, and raising capital is important to getting a deal locked up. The way you overcome this fear is to get so good at the underwriting. You get brokers' opinions before you buy. You plan for the worst. By preparing, you're not going to be as afraid as much. You won't be fearful. It's that preparation that really eliminates fear. Have you ever taken any money from friends and family? How did it go? I really want to know. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're learning something from this video or from any of these videos that we've been putting out there, give it a thumbs up and check out the Bulletproof Cash Flow podcast on iTunes or Stitcher, and subscribe to the new YouTube channel as well. As I tell you every day, we're working on getting new content out to you guys. We want to help you build success in the world of multifamily. So be great, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.